Lately, I've been seeing a lot of questions on social media about layout blinds. How much should I brush my layout? What's the best material for brushing a layout? And what's the best way to brush up your layout blind? I'm going to show you today. I'm Joel Strickland, and this is Surviving Duck Season. Thanks for watching Surviving Duck Season, where we feed your waterfowl obsession and help you to maximize your hunting experience. Now today, we're talking about layout blinds. I really like hunting out of layout blinds. There's nothing quite like having birds coming right into your face because they can't see you because you blend in so well. Very low profile. It's absolutely incredible. But being concealed is really the key. One question that I get a lot is, how important is it to brush in my layout blind? Well, I'll tell you, it depends on where you're hunting and the time of the year that it is. If it's early in the season, you might be hunting in Canada or in the northern US, like say in September or early October. The birds haven't seen much disturbance. They haven't been shot at very much, and so therefore you can get away with a lot more. I've been in Canada many times where we've had layout hunts in the middle of barley fields and that sort of thing, and we hardly had, just any grass stuck on the blinds, and it didn't matter. They were going to come. But as it gets later in the season, and certainly as the further south you go, into December and January, you can't get away with that sort of thing. You've got to be brushed in really, really well. And what we do, we brush our blinds in so well that you can't even see the blind. I mean, it's just completely grass or completely stubble or whatever we're using at that time. That's how important we feel that it is, at least where we hunt. And you'll have to determine for yourself what is, best for you. But I can tell you this, if you have birds flaring at the last second, it may be your decoys, but there's a really good chance it could be your hide. And so make sure you always consider that. Well, what's the best material to brush your blind with? Well, my motto is I want to blend in with the surroundings that I'm in. And so that means wherever I'm going to hunt, I'm going to use native vegetation right next to the spot in which I'm hunting. If I'm hunting in a cornfield, a cut rice field, something like that, I am going to take the stubble from rice, take the corn stubble, and I'm going to weave it into the blind, and that way I blend right in with my surroundings. If you happen to be hunting on a ditch line, grass works fantastic. When you're hunting in a situation where there's not enough stubble, it's very, very short, that sort of thing, a lot of times soybean fields, is a bad place to try to hide in. What we do is we just, use switchgrass. We'll go find a nearby area where there's a lot of switchgrass growing, really, really tall grass. We'll cut it down and then weave it in, and then it looks like kind of a natural, little grass patch or something like that. We always have these pre-brushed in from the beginning of the season, but then we always take natural vegetation. We go down the levee pretty good ways and pull this stuff up, and so it blends in just a little bit better with the natural cover that's in whatever particular field we're hunting. So what's the best way to brush in your layout blind? Well, I'm going to show you, so let's get into it. Now, first of all, what I have right here is a Silent Wings quick draw blind. This is a brand spanking new one, and I am using one like this because I want to show you guys what I like to do to get my blind ready to hunt. It's not just as simple as strapping some stubble or weeds on the blind. I go through a little bit more than that, especially the very first time that I hunt with a blind. So this is a great blind. This one actually, like I said, it's the Silent Wings blind. It's made by the same people that make the clone decoys, which is an incredible product in and of itself. As you can see, it's got Realtree Max 5 on it, and it looks great. However, we're going to do something that will help it be even better, and I'm not just talking about adding some stubble to it. What I'm going to do, there's two different ways that we can cut down on the sheen. Now, virtually every fabric that's made has just a little bit of a shine on it, and you may look at it and go, well, that doesn't look too bad, and it doesn't look too bad right now, but when you get it out in a field, the way that it reflects light back, you know, and that sort of thing, you can just kind of see a brand new blind unless it's just absolutely completely covered up. And so what we like to do is we like to mud them in, or we'll take some spray paint and just lightly dust spray paint over it, and it just kind of knocks the sheen off of the blind. You're not changing the color of the blind really, you're just barely dusting it. I typically use a kind of a khaki colored spray paint. The paint's gonna adhere to the fabric, and it's just gonna kind of cut that little bit of shine that you might get on a bright sunny day. So what's mudding in a blind? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like it is. I'll take a bucket of mud and I'll wipe it all over the blind, and just, you know, I'm not necessarily trying to completely cover the blind with the mud, but you know, you just need to rub it into the blind. You get it on all the corners, especially in the areas that are where the doors come together. That's a really important place. The corners, the edges, you know, the spot where your face kind of sticks out, just kind of right behind your head, and then right by around your feet. Anything especially on the top part of the blind, because again, birds are going to see you from coming from above, not so much coming from the sides. That's the most important places to get that. And sometimes I'll take a brush and kind of rub it in with a brush, and then let it set until it completely dries. Then once it's dried, just get a broom and just knock the dirt off of it, and some of it'll still stick to the blind, and that's okay. A lot of it'll just come right off. And what it's done now is it's kind of stained the blind, and it will help, you know, reduce the glare that might happen on the blind. So why would you do that if you're brushing the blind into where you can't see it? Well, because sometimes as you open and close the doors a bunch of times, some of your brush comes off and you don't realize it, and you don't want to have a big old long spot about that long that's, you know, it can be a glare. You think, well, gosh, can it be that big a deal? It's that big a deal. So this blind I have just lightly spray painted like we talked about, and I've got some Raffia grass that I'm going to show you how I brush a blind using Raffia grass. Now Raffia grass is actually pretty awesome stuff. It comes in lots of different colors. I've got several of them right here, and you can find them, you know, online. You can find lots of different companies that sell Raffia grass. I'll drop one in the description to make it easy for you if you want to. You can check those out. But what I like to do is I like to brush in my blinds with Raffia grass, and then I come in when I go to a specific location, and that's when I get the actual stubble that I brush in with, you know, with the Raffia grass. That way I've got something that's kind of pre-brushed. Makes it real easy to just add a few extra things. And then sometimes it actually looks really, really good, just, you know, because I kind of try to make it look similar to a lot of the grassy areas that I might hunt anyway. And so, you know, great thing about the Raffia grass is you can get it pre-dyed, like I've got some here, but you can also dye it or spray paint it yourself. So what you do is you get a small little section of the Raffia, and just take and make a little loop like this. And then you're going to go over here to these straps, and you're just going to put the loop through the strap and then pull it back through itself like that, and then tighten it down. That's all you do. What I like to do is I'll get, like, maybe make a row of all of the same color, and then I'll make another row of a different color, and that way it kind of blends in when you get it all done. And then also a lot of times what you do is you can take this and spread these out like that. Sometimes I'll wait and do that after I get done. That way I've got room where I can see what I'm doing. The difference in using Raffia grass versus, like, you know, switchgrass or stubble or something like that is, you know, usually stubble is going to be very, very stiff and straight. It's not going to be floppy like this. So what you're going to wind up doing is, instead of doing like I'm doing, where I'm making like little knot type things, you're going to be, you know, going down and going through like two of these stubble straps, and then you'll have them pointed up and that sort of thing. That's kind of, you want kind of everything fairly uniform, and then you'll kind of spread them out. But that's how, you know, again, this is just kind of a pre-brushing type of deal that I do beforehand. So I've got some links in the description for some of these products that if you're interested in picking them up. Also, if you're interested in a free Surviving Duck Season t-shirt, I'm going to be posting the final version of this brushed in blind on my social media, Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you go there, check it out, make a comment. I'm going to choose one winner between now and the next time I put out a video, and I'm going to send you a free Surviving Duck Season t-shirt. If you want to see another video all about concealment, check out this video right here. And if you want to see a duck hunting video, this is a fantastic one. I'm Joel Strickland. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.